Hey, folks, welcome to Wake Up Shot to Go on a Wednesday. This morning we're talking about who do you think the Panthers should pick in the first round draft pick. They've got the number 1 pick this year.
Yeah. The huge trade, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys could explain better about everything that happened.
DJ Moore is gone. They traded some draft picks, so it's going to be essentially a swap for their 9th pick that they had before. But this is huge because the Panthers have had an amazing offseason so far. They got Adam Thielen from the Vikings, so they addressed trying to replace DJ Moore. We also got a great running back in Miles Sanders. Deontay Foreman's gone. So there's been a lot of moving pieces, and they also beefed up the defense. Now they need a quarterback.
The thing is, the way they've set this up, because all the drafts that they have, all of those components have come together. This quarterback, whomever it may be, is going to walk into a great situation.
Seriously.
I'm not sure if many teams have had this kind of setup for success.
It's great.
And a great coaching staff. 11 of them have gone up to fly up to Columbus.
So the reason we're talking about this today, like an entire armada has gone to Columbus, Ohio today. We're talking about the front office. We're talking about scouts. We're talking about management.
Tepper, obviously.
There's a whole bunch of people going up there to try to find their next star. And all eyes are particularly on one young quarterback.
Panthers visiting colleges around the country to try and find their first pick in the NFL draft. Let's connect the dots. With just over a month to go before the draft, teams are scouting out their next star players. And a lot of pressure is on the Panthers. After making several trades, the team will get the first pick during this year's draft. And the Carolinas are in desperate need of a quarterback. Today, reps will head to Ohio State to check out CJ Stroud. The 21-year-old expected to be one of the top quarterbacks in this year's draft. Stroud taking part in Ohio State's Pro Day. Unlike the NFL Combine, which focuses on medical exams, Pro Days give players more of a chance to work out in the comfortable environment of their home turf, putting on their best display in hopes of getting drafted in the NFL. And that is connecting the dots.
And also worth noting that Panthers great Cam Newton throwing at the Auburn Tigers Pro Day Tuesday. He's looking to get picked up by a team after not playing for the NFL last year. The former MVP throwing more than 30 passes to other NFL hopefuls. So back to the topic at hand. Who do you think the Panthers should pick? We asked you that this morning, folks chiming in. We mentioned CJ Stroud. Folks also mentioning in Alabama, the gentleman's name in Alabama?
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. There you go.
Great player. He's among the, I think those two right there. One of those two will be the new Panthers quarterback. By the way, we mentioned Cam Newton. When he came on as a rookie, started. So this guy could walk right in, be surrounded by a great team, whomever it may be. CJ Stroud, the first player to throw 6 touchdowns in a game 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times 6 touchdowns. He's all kinds of records up there.
He's a special player that has the rushing ability, but that's not his first mindset. Yeah. He just has a heck of an arm, and then if he needs to get out of trouble, he's going to be able to do that. And the Panthers have also worked on getting some younger players and also seasoned players on the offensive line over the last couple of years. So I personally would love CJ Stroud.
I think he's a great opportunity for him, and I think their next trip is going to be to talk to Bryce Young, Alabama, another great player, either one of those guys.
Yeah, and the lowest percentage, if I love looking at mock drafts and things like that, if like a 1-2%, there's also Anthony Richardson that's the third best quarterback. I think it's going to be one of those two, either Alabama or Ohio State.
They got the first pick, so it's going to be one of those two. I mean, you take the owner and 10 of the members of that staff from the Panthers to fly up there today, they're pretty serious about this guy.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a lot of pressure on him. When he knows who's watching him.
Right.
We'll see what he can do under pressure. This guy, he's an amazing guy. He came from a very terrible family situation and has done so well and just handles himself so well. But I think either one of those guys would be okay for the Panthers.
Both of them are good locker room guys, too. Yeah. I've heard great things about them because that also because sometimes just having not just the best player, but also the best supportive player. So both these are going to be great for the locker room, regardless of who they pick. But I'm excited. This is probably the most excited I've been for a number 1 overall pick because usually the teams aren't involved. So it could be game-changing. We could be talking about 10 years with whoever they choose.
I've seen Coach Reich, it's been mentioned in the press how he's had a preference in the past for, I guess, taller quarterbacks because I know Bryce down at Alabama is supposedly only like 5'10", and so some folks say that that would not be what he typically would be inclined to get.
CJ Stroud, 6'3".
Yeah.
6'3". So, I mean, he's tall enough. The great thing is he's coming to a team that's quarterback-centric.
Yes.
I mean, when the coach is a former quarterback, and just, I think all the effort put in place to train this guy. He's going to walk in surrounded by great team support and great support from the owner all the way to the head coach.
And Larry, you're mentioning the coaches. New quarterback coach Josh McCown.
Yeah.
He is a big CJ Stroud supporter. He compares him to as the next Joe Burrow. And if you follow the NFL, Joe Burrow has been really just lights out. He came from LSU.
Bengals.
The Bengals, yeah. And so that for me alone. And I know this is kind of a division within the Panthers that I know Tepper is more young, and then we have the head coach that is a little bit more CJ Stroud. So it's really a coin flip at this point.
And by the way, we can't forget to mention that some person mentioned Larry Sprinkle.
Yes.
Larry Sprinkle is also
would be
the third string quarterback at East Rutherford High School in Forest City, North Carolina. That's the truth.
How about
you were
that?
the third string?
Yeah, third string.
How about
See, at least you can throw a football.
That was just a couple years ago.
Just a couple years ago.
I'm perfectly qualified.
And third string still far above what I was. So that goes without saying. All right, folks, chime in. Let us know, who do you think they should pick as a first-round draft pick for the Panthers? Let us know, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning for another edition of Wake Up Charlotte to Go.
Go long.